Washington State versus Washington, the preview, Chris. I'll start us off here. I'll take the Cougs first here. Chris, starting the year off, I mean, Washington State went on a really impressive undefeated season, right? A really impressive slate there. And they got to, what was it, like 5-0, something like that. They beat Wisconsin.
Yeah.
They were looking really good. And then the wheels started falling off. They started losing here, losing there. Cam Ward at one point to me looked like, hey, this guy's going to find himself in the first round contention. And I still think Cam Ward, hell of a quarterback, almost 3,500 yards, 22 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. Not a bad season at all, right? I mean, yardage wise, he's kind of keeping up there a little bit with Penix. The touchdowns aren't there. He's about 8 touchdowns behind him as far as passing touchdowns are concerned, but he's got a little bit of that electric ability that you look for at the quarterback position. Guy's a playmaker. They got some weapons in the receiving room too. The thing to me, Chris, and this is the most important part of this, is their defense at times is really, really suspect. They get really hot or really cold. Now, last week we saw them play something called Colorado, and they beat them 56-14. But the week prior to that, they lost a shootout to Cal, 42-39. So it depends on the week. It's the Apple Cup. They're going on the road. Washington, and we've said this a lot, Chris. You're going to talk to me a little bit about Washington here. They've been up and down themselves. They got to finish out strong here against Washington State, who's really just looking to play spoiler at this point. But talk to me a little bit about Washington, Chris. What can I expect in this game?
Yeah, I honestly think this is kind of a weird game, right? Washington coming off the tough win over Oregon State, the rain, the cold, the wind. Last week that was a kind of a boring football game, to be honest with you, but it was a interesting matchup between two teams that were obviously very, very good teams. We know Washington's undefeated; they need to keep winning here to keep their playoff hopes alive. But Penix, I don't need to tell anybody. If you don't watch football at this point, I shouldn't have to tell you about Michael Penix. We all know what he is, what he's done so far this year. Johnson's done a great job on the ground. They're using him more now. They're becoming a little more multidimensional offensively this year. We know about the wide receiver core. They're great. Defensively, Washington's kind of up and down too, in a way. First 5-6 weeks of the season, I thought Washington probably was the best team in the country. But great teams have been doing this, though, Chris. We talk about it. Washington's been finding ways to win each and every week. They played some tough teams. The Pac-12's loaded this year with a lot of really good teams out there. This game, it's crazy. If Washington State, the way they started off, and let's say they even tripped up a couple times instead of losing, 5 in a row there, something like that, until they beat Colorado, this could be super, super scary. I'm going to give you my prediction here. I think this game is actually close. I know it's the Apple Cup. Crazy things happen. Rivalry week, right? We've seen it. Give me Washington State 31, Washington 35. I think it comes down to the fourth quarter, and I think it's going to be a really, really close game.
Yeah, Chris, give me Washington State 24, Washington 31.